Hello, ladies and gentle guardians, and welcome to what is not quite the first episode of Campaign 3, The Last Light, or rather a prologue, if you will, a sort of introduction to the characters that will be starring in Campaign 3, or rather appearing in Campaign 3. These are what I like to call catalyst stories, so they are kind of just small sections of each character's backstory that the player wanted to highlight and show off to the audience, to the listeners. It's more to give a little bit more of a background as to who the character is, as well as the person behind the voice. So if you do end up enjoying, please give us a follow. We go live every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and previous episodes are uploaded to YouTube and Spotify the day before, so you can get caught up on what has been happening. We also have a community Discord. You're welcome to join, so you can chat more with the cast of Fire Team Icarus, and as well as be a part of a cool community. Anyways, thank you. Hope you enjoy. Part 1. Nightingale. Resurrected by your ghost, Quicksilver, in an unknown part of the world, surrounded by nothing but white. You did what it took to survive. Carving spears from branches and hunting wildlife, you wandered through the wilderness. You fought, you died, and you lived again and again. Led by your ghost for the promise of civilization, and with nothing to your name other than a locket with no way of opening. After days of exhausting travel and gnawing hunger, you come across a small camp with a fire lit. Sat in front of it was a lone woman dressed in black feathers. She takes you in, clothing you, feeding you. After telling you the name people referred to her as, which was the Cardinal, her real name was Jay. She later reveals to herself to be a hunter guardian. She tells you about the light, the dark, and how the line between the paracausal forces blur. Traveling alongside one another, you reach a small village, built a couple years after the traveler's disappearance, presumably by refugees of the last city. Jay tells you that the people were barely surviving, that they grew complacent within the walls of the last city. Now, they had to learn the hard way, the struggles of survival. After residing in this town for a couple weeks, keeping a low profile, you lay awake at night, contemplating the advice Jay gave you. The line between the light and dark gets blurry. It's not about who's good or bad, but how you use it. As you lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, how do you internalize this advice?
Nightingale, having this newfound knowledge of what he is, and not knowing anything prior other than what his ghost has told him, and coming across somebody that shares some new insight, the fact that there is an opposite, but at the same time they coexist rather than them being parallels. Or, I should say, rather than them being polar opposites, they are instead used interchangeably. And this begs the question for Nightingale, as he hasn't seen the darkness yet. He's only heard stories.
As you lay awake at night, you suddenly hear the sound of a distant gunshot. A red light shines through your open window, turning the entire room red. Quicksilver appears next to you, looking out the window. That's not good. How do you respond?
Probably with the immediate sitting up from my bed and sort of rustling my gear together, putting on my gun belt. And I would respond to Quicksilver in a manner of saying, by the looks of it, I say it's not too far off, so you best stay hidden. Let's go.
Running out of your temporary home, the streets and surrounding buildings are covered in this red light. You look over to see the source. A flare high in the air and the sound of more gunshots in the distance in the direction of the flare.
Judging by his surroundings, I'm assuming this is still, you said, in the night?
Yes.
Okay, so if that's the case, then Nightingale would try his best not to be distracted by the flare, because it's pretty. But he's trying to figure out where specifically it came from, and more or less trying to figure out these gunshots. He's probably going straight for the gunshots.
So the gunfire is in the direction of the flare. So if you're thinking about it like a map, it's more to the flare is going off on the west side.
Okay.
And that's where the gunshots are sourcing.
Because Nightingale would probably know that a flare is a means of emergency, or it could be to point out something specific. And if this is an emergency, he's going to run to it. So he's immediately running to the flare as best as he can.
Okay. As you run towards it, the civilians in the town run in the opposite direction in a panic. Some carrying small children, others helping the elderly. Near the edge of town, you see Jay in a full sprint towards you. You see bolts of arc energy fly past, and in the light of the flare, you barely are able to make out several four-armed figures adorned with armor, wielding rifles and some with short swords. Fallen. What do you do?
Jay, I swear if this is another one of your pranks, I ain't laughing.
She continues running towards you. She's about maybe 40, 50 feet away from you. And as she closes the gap, a stray bolt of arc energy strikes her in the back, knocking her to the ground, sort of next to you. As the Fallen march closer, do you move your coat aside, reaching for the hand cannon holstered at your hip?
Yeah, I'll do my best to quickly draw the makeshift hand cannon that I was prompted upon first being risen.
Okay. Go ahead and roll initiative.
All right. Hiya! Okay. That is a 16 on the die, plus, I believe, 3. Yes, plus 3. So that's 19.
Okie dokie.
All right, we got a map. Oh, that's a lot more than I was thinking. Oh boy.
What was your initiative again?
It was 19.
All right. All right, you are up first.
Okay.
You see, let me just describe for the audio listeners.
You're good.
You see 4 dregs in front of you. Behind them are 2 other vandals with their guns pointed at you, ready to fire. as well as a captain further in the back. Your move,
You
sir.
said Jay fell in front of me?
Kind of beside you.
Okay.
Let's say like right there, or maybe right there.
Alright, so Nightingale, upon seeing Jay get shot in the back, would probably pull out his pistol in an attempt to intimidate them. Be like, y'all best scurry before something awful happens to you. I recommend that you leave now.
The Fallen looking to each other, not intimidated at all by your threat. Actually, you know what? Make an intimidation check.
Alright. Let's see how this goes. Hiya. That is a 17.
Yeah, no, they're not intimidated at all. So they're going to go ahead and attack, but it's not their turn. So
That's fine. What you call a surprise round.
yeah. All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah. I'm gonna be passive first, so.
Okay. Jay's turn. They are going to stand up and take a shot at this dreg over here with their hand cannon. They are 5th level, so they can take 2 shots.
Okay.
That is a 14 and a 13 to hit. And that is 6 damage for the first. Giving them at 1 hit point. They're going to die anyway, so...
Alright, so she takes 2 pot shots and kills the drag on the spot.
Yep. Alright. That is going to be her turn. It is the Fallen's turn next. These 2 dregs over here, this one and this one, are going to take shots at you.
Okay.
That is a 15 to hit for the first one and a 12, which misses. So
Pretty rough. 15 does hit though, so
okay.
I'll take that hit. What's the damage?
So that's 5 arc damage for the first one. Then 0 for the other one because they missed. This dreg, however, is gonna take a shot. That is a 16 to hit.
Okay.
You take an additional 5 arc damage.
Lovely. I'm half shields.
Alright. And then this Vandal is going to try to take a shot, but he can't really see you very well, so it's going to be half cover for you.
Okay. Gotta love me some cover.
There's a 13 to hit, so that misses. This other one's going to try to take a shot, and that's a 2 on the die. That's gonna miss.
If it was a 1, I would have said, hey, does he just shoot his friend in the back of the head?
All right. Did I say the first one hit?
For what, the drag?
For the Vandal, this one.
Oh, no.
Did they both miss?
The Vandals haven't hit me yet. It's only been the dregs.
Okay. Okay, so they both missed. Cool. Your turn.
Alright. Nightingale, not being too fond of getting shot at, He is going to draw his pistol on, presumably the drag to his left.
Okay.
And so he is going to attempt to hit. Ooh, bruh. And he rolls a... what was that, 11 to hit? Gross, why'd you roll so low?
That's gonna miss, sir.
Yes, obviously not enjoying getting shot at. This is probably his first gunfight. His real gunfight. And he getting a little sloppy. So a little staggered.
Okay. No worries.
That's all I can do, so.
No worries. Jay is going to step out a little in front of you. As you see, drawing from the light, you see her hand cannon enveloped in solar light. And with a smile on her face, fan fires the approaching dregs. So she's going to take 2 shots at this, 2 shots at this guy, 2 shots at this dreg.
Oh, so she has 6-shooter.
Oh yeah.
Great, lovely, good to know.
That is 12 damage for the first. Actually, you know what? No, she's not going to waste 2 shots on each. She's going to do 1 at this, 1 at this. And she's actually going to step out, like, right over here.
Okay.
2 shots at this guy, 2 shots at this guy. Or, no, sorry. 1 at him, 1 at him, 1 at him, 1 at him, and 1 at him.
Okay.
So that's 5, and then she's going to make 1 more shot at the captain once these other ones are dead.
Yeah.
So that is 10 damage for the first one, so that drug is dead. $11 damage for the next one, so that drug is dead. And 8 for the third, so that one's dead. 12, so this one barely hanging on. And then 10. And then for the captain, it is 12 half to 6. Alright. It is the Vandal. It's the Fallen's turn.
Yeah.
So these 2 Vandals are going to take shots at Jay. That is a 16 to hit, and for the other one, that is a 15. So there's going to be 12 arc damage total. And then this captain, going to move up a bit, but he's going to stay right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, your turn.
Dude, these arc rifles are no joke. I'm just glad I don't have an arc-based shield. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna sort of sidestep from behind Jay and attempt to aim my pistol properly this time. So hopefully I can actually hit somebody with it. Specifically the captain, since he's in my direct line of sight.
Okay.
Alright, that's looking a little more promising. Rolled a 9 on the die. Plus 5! Dang it. So, Nightingale goes to shoot the captain, and new to him, it bounces off of the captain's shield, which is something new! And you just...
So
get a
you're-
little frustrated. Yeah, that's his turn.
Is that okay? Okay. Jay's turn. She's gonna take 2 more shots with her golden gun out. She's gonna take 2 regular shots with her hand cannon. One at this vandal, one at this vandal. Then for the first one, that's 11 damage. And for the other one, you know what? We're gonna have some fun. Actually, no, never mind. I can't do that. I was gonna say she's gonna throw her weighted knife, but that's a casting action. So.
It is not. If she is going to use
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
the weight, if she's going to use the weighted part, it would be. But if she's just throwing her knife as a throwing knife, it would just be a regular attack.
No, she has the weighted knife melee ability.
Yeah.
So if that's a casting action, she can't. She couldn't use her hand cannon.
If she used the second property. If she used the first property, it's just a regular throw. Regular attack.
I'm just gonna take another shot with a hand cannon.
Yeah, the yeah.
All right. There's a 15 to hit. And wow, max damage. All right.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right. It is the captain's turn. We're gonna go up to Jay with their short swords, or small swords rather. That is a 13 to hit for the first one and a 16 to hit for the second. So one hits. And that is 10 damage to Jay. Nightingale.
Alright. Bullets are precious, and I'm clearly not too good with the shot, so instead what I'm going to end up doing is just pulling out my dagger, dubbed my Talon, Nightingale's Talon, and instead I'm going to walk up behind the captain and proceed to close quarter combat.
Okay.
And because I am flanking around him while he's focused on Jay, that makes my life so much easier. I rolled 15 twice, so that works. So that's a dirty 20 on both, and he is going to take a whopping... There it is. Six piercing damage.
Okay.
And
Half to 3.
that's all he can do.
Okay. Jay is gonna bonus action disengage. So she's not at... Oh no, it wouldn't matter because the hand cannon has the close property. And then she's gonna take 2 more shots at the captain with her hand cannon.
Okay.
Both of those hit. Wow, 20 total damage.
A lot of damage.
Yeah. That's gonna be her turn. It is the captain's turn. All right. Flanked by 2 guardians, he is going to make 2 attacks with his shock small swords. One on you, one on Jay. That is a 16 to hit against Jay. Shields are gone. And then he's going to make another attack against you. He's going to use his shock small swords.
Okay.
That is a 16 to hit.
That does hit.
All right, so that is 7 damage for the first.
All right.
And then, you know what? He's going to use his vicious feature, which gives him an additional 2d6 for his weapon attacks.
Oh, great.
You take an additional 6 points of damage.
Okay, so Nightingale's shields are down, and he's not looking too good.
All right. Your turn, sir.
All right. Nightingale, clearly not up to par, is still going to swing at him with his talon. So, let's see how it goes. Alright, that is going to be a 17 to hit. And so he is going to roll the lowest damage possible, which is a whopping 4 piercing damage.
Yay.
And I'll be completely honest, I'm not so sure I'll make it through the next turn.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, Jay's been carrying this whole time. I think he'll be okay. It is his first scrap after all, and that's his turn.
That is true. All right. Jay is gonna make a recharge roll for her super.
Please roll good. Please roll good. Please roll good.
Nat 20.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go.
She is going to once again turn her pistol into a flaming golden gun, and then take a shot at this captain. All right, well done. Yeah, that captain's dead.
Nightingale would probably just step back a little bit, trying not to get incinerated himself, be like, really? You had to point it at me?
As the captain is incinerated into ash, you hear a sound behind you as more fallen begin approaching the town.
Just what we need.
Jay steps out, kind of pushing you aside with herself still enveloped in this solar light.
Mm-hmm.
As she takes, with a smile on her face, fan fires and immediately destroying the approaching fallen and turning them into nothing but ash.
Nightingale would like to roll some insight
Okay.
on Jay. Acting in such a strange manner. Alright. That is going to be a 17.
She seems strangely happy about this. And you're off-put by this act that she has committed. Basically turning an entire small group of fallen into ash before your eyes. The red light of the flare dims as you are surrounded by darkness once more. The townsfolk slowly walk out of their homes, checking their surroundings after a few moments. Some begin to clap. Eventually, more than half of the townsfolk come out, cheering and applauding your efforts. The fire around Jay dissipates. You see her walk past you and towards the townspeople as they begin to gather around her, not only accommodating her bravery, but also yours. This was definitely a first for you. As you guys were hoping to be nothing more than a fly on the wall, you guys have suddenly become the town's heroes. And as the crowd gathers around you and Jay, thanking you, make a perception check for me.
Alright. $22.
You notice slung over Jay's shoulder is a satchel. You know her well enough to know that she never wears a satchel, especially during combat. And slightly sticking out of it is the grip of a firearm. And the part of the grip is colored this bright red.
Is she distracted with the crowd?
She is.
Okay, good. Because upon seeing this bag, he is going to very suddenly try to take it off of her.
As you walk over, pushing past the crowd, Jay is still distracted by the praise and the people shaking her hand. You, without any roll needed, you quickly grab the satchel, ripping it from her shoulders, and the strap breaks apart. The shard of the traveler she had in the bag falling onto the ground in the midst of this. With the satchel in your hands, you open it, taking out the red firearm. It's a flare gun. The crowd suddenly reacts to the sudden movement as backs away slightly. What do you do?
So, pulling the flare gun out of the bag, he will just throw it in front of Jay and just mutter softly. Eek. You put these people in danger? That wasn't them. You did this?
She responds with a slight smirk on her face. Don't look at me like that. I had my reasons, little bird. If I hadn't done what I just did, this village would be nothing but ashes. These people have to learn to fend for themselves. You can't have peace with the fallen. You know it, and they know it.
I know it. This was the first gunfight I've ever had with these people, such as the Fallen. And you know me well enough that I don't kill unless it's necessary. The fact that they came here was all part of your doing. And I'm asking you one more reason. One more question. Why did you antagonize them?
Suddenly you think you're yourself better than me, little bird? Fine then, if you're so special, what would you have done? Would you have let the fallen go before you and raid this place clean? Would you let them die and suffer just because they didn't threaten you? Why do you still insist that these creatures are like us?
Well, you said it yourself. You know what it's like to be called a monster, to be treated like an outcast. Look around you. They don't want our help. They're afraid of us.
They should be. This power is terrifying, so I recommend that they stay on our side.
Sides? After all that haughty crap you told me about the line being so very thin, you're still insisting that we are the good guys when you just shot down creatures that were only shooting at you because you shot at them? To them, you're the evil one who needs to be incinerated, not the other way around.
Jay cocks her head up and with her pistol points it at you. The crowd of people around you scatter, moving away from you two. She pulls back the hammer, making an audible click. You best watch what comes out of your mouth next, little bird. You look down, noticing the shard of the traveler near your feet. What do?
Nightingale just would probably let out a soft sigh of exasperation, keeping his head down, not wanting to look at Jay as he takes note of the shard, and he would begin to carefully pick it up.
As you kneel down to try to pick it up, Jay fires a warning shot. The bullet ricocheting off the ground, kicking up the dirt. Still kneeling, hoping to find a god for your prayers? Listen, Nightingale. You always had a big heart, but this world will crush it. Smother you into dust. Take my advice, kid. Don't stand up unless you're confident you can win this duel. I won't go easy on you this time.
Nightingale will not respond verbally as he stands up with the shard in hand, and he will sort of check out the bullets in the chamber of his current revolver and sort of click it back into place. And he tips his hat to her as he very intentionally raises his pistol to her.
With determination in your eyes, you stare down Jay, the shard in your hand radiating its paracausal light.
Gee. You know me too well that I can't let you do this anymore. I stood by you time and time again, but if you can't realize why you're wrong, then I'm afraid this is the crossroads we must walk. This is a path I have chosen, Jay. At least give me the respect that I chose it without you telling me to do so.
Jay removes her mask. A wide smirk comes across her face. She lets out a soft chuckle before narrowing her eyes at you. Then draw, songbird. Let me see how you really sing. The paracausal light from the shard in your left hand radiates and flows through you. Your light takes the shape of a golden gun in your right hand. Jay looks at you, rather surprised seeing you finally form your light. But then you see the corner of her mouth rise up in a smirk. I would like you to roll initiative.
Alright. Let's do it.
Alright, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 19.
Jay rolls a 24.
Ah, great. I only have 5 hit points.
With your body covered in a wreath of solar light and the golden gun tightly gripped in your hand, you take your position ready to draw. And with a quick movement and a trigger pull, only one gunshot was heard. As you stand there with your golden gun still in your hand, a sharp pain radiates through your chest. Smoke billows from the barrel of Jay's pistol. And as she takes a step forward, the flame-engulfed hand cannon vanishes in your hand. You fall to your knees as the blood from your wound drips down your chest. Your vision blurs, and your breathing becoming heavy. The spurs from Jay's boots jingle one after another as she steps closer to you. You look up to see her with a scornful smile on her face. The barrel of her pistol inches from your forehead as she whispers, "You lost, little bird. Time for your song to end." She cocks the hammer back one more time, her ghost appearing at her side, witnessing the events transpiring. Would this be your end? An ironic twist of fate where the woman who saved you would be the one ending your life. In your last moments before succumbing to death, what do you say or do?
Nightingale would think about how this would be a cruel twist of fate, and witnessing what can be classified as his first death as a guardian, not knowing that he'll come back, it's just rumored that he'll come back, and with his desperate moment, he will attempt to flail at her, tackle her, whatever the best he can, however he can.
In a moment of second wind, you manage to lift your arm and smack the pistol out of the way using the remainder of your energy. To then tackle Jay's legs, causing her to lose balance. In this unexpected motion, she blindly fires, the shot ringing out as you hear what sounds almost like glass shattering and a flash of light. You hear the echoes of Jay's cries as your vision goes dark and everything fades.
All right.
A moment later, your lungs fill with air once more as Quicksilver floats over you. When sitting up, you see off in the distance, walking away, dragging her feet along the ground, causing the dirt to pick up as she walks into the amber and dark blue sunrise.
I'm still alive. Am I?
Yes, you're still alive. I brought you back.
So it's true then. Where's Jay?
Quicksilver looks in the direction of Jay walking away from the town, a far distance away.
She didn't kill you.
No, I'm just as surprised as you are. When you smacked her gun away and tackled her, she accidentally killed your ghost. While you were dead, she almost killed me. But then she decided not to. She picked up the pieces of her ghost, told me to look after you, and hopefully she would see you again someday, and then just left.
Did she say anything to you?
When I asked where she was going, she said, somewhere you won't find her accidentally.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Did she take the shards of her ghost with her?
She did. You look over to see not only the shard of light on the ground, but as well as a hand cannon. Jay's hand cannon.
So, Nightingale, noticing the traveler, would pick it up and fasten it around his neck and proceed to pick up her hand cannon before dusting himself off. Proceeding to look amongst the town and see what they're doing.
They're quite stunned and terrified, and rightfully so. But they also seem terrified of you.
Coming back to life does that to him, man. I guess seeing their very upset expressions, Nightingale will sort of angle his hat down to where he averts his gaze from theirs and kind of murmurs to Quicksilver and says, "Come out, Silver. We're not wanted here anymore."
Okay.
And he will proceed to walk in the opposite direction of Jay.
Okay. As you pack your belongings and proceed to leave the town, you look back in the opposite direction of where Jay had walked. What do you think about?
What I think about is she shot her own ghost. I wonder who she will become. I wonder how we'll end up meeting again, if we ever do.
You travel eastward to a settlement known as Gambler's Seclude, an underground community built by the Drifter. You've heard rumors of someone named the Cardinal still at large, but impossible to track down. So you spend the next 6 years completing contract after contract, hopefully finding something that ties to Jay, but with no luck. After a bit of time, you catch the attention of the Drifter. Impressed by your bounty hunting work, he makes you his personal hitman, granting you the nickname in Gambler's Seclude, Showstopper, for your ability to clear out bounty boards. Until one day, after completing yet another bounty, Drifter sits you down for a drink at the bar to discuss business. I got a little idea in the works that'll earn us a nice hunk of glimmer, he says, setting down an old flyer for Sparrow Racing League.
Not another one of your schemes, is it?
Sure is, brother. This one's gonna make us rich. And that's...
Make you rich. And I'll take that shot and just kind of slam it and, I guess how you say, claim the bounty, as it were.
Let's get started. That is where we're going to end this Catalyst story.
Name's Nightingale. I'm a hunter, akin with Golden Gun. If you'd like to see more, be sure to follow us.
Part 2. Oramus. Risen by the light of the Traveler in the EDC. You were awakened by a ghost named Rin, who told you about the Traveler, the last city, and the forces of light and darkness. You very quickly manifested your light into the form of arc energy, incinerating hostile creatures that dared cross your path. Realizing your destiny to protect others, you quickly made your way to the last city, becoming a guardian. Later, you were paired with 2 other guardians, Elena, a hunter, and Kaiser, a titan. For years, you have taken on mission after mission, defending humanity and repelling the enemies of the last city. Until one fateful day. It was supposed to be yet another mission from the Vanguard. A fallen ketch belonging to the House of Salvation had crash-landed on the northern polar cap of Mars, embedding itself under the ice. Your fire team was sent to investigate. As you land upon the icy landscape of the northern ice cap, the ketch is half buried beneath the ice. As the 3 of you approach, you hear dark whispers, promises of power and salvation. You ignore them, press forward, navigating the icy terrain, eventually coming across a narrow canyon that leads you straight to the ketch. However, the path is blocked by a large icy boulder. Kaiser steps forward while saying, "Stand aside, guys. I got this." Digging their feet into the snow, they get a running start, sprinting towards the icy rock. Their body is covered in a veil of void energy as their shield manifests on their arm. And with a heavy impact, the boulder shatters to pieces, revealing a passageway into the cavern. But that's when you hear the screams of the hive. Leaping towards Kaiser from the newly made opening is a thrall. The thrall tackles Kaiser to the ground, using its sharp claws digging into their armor. What do?
I make a melee attack.
Okay. Do I need to make a dex save for that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The singular thrall rolls a 5.
That is a fail. So they are going to take 11 arc damage.
Okay. The thrall is still alive.
Does it knock him off of Kaiser?
No, it does not.
Oh.
Elena is going to make a attack roll against it. Has a 13 to hit with their hand cannon. Dealing 4 damage. That is going to destroy the thrall.
Wonderful shooting as usual.
I do my best.
I get Kaiser off the ground. I can be, is there gonna be a map?
That was a surprise. Yes, there will be a map.
All the missions we've been on. You think after all the missions we've been on, there wouldn't be a surprise?
That's true. The screams you heard before the thrall attacked comes back even louder, and pouring from the hole is a swarm of thrall prepared to devour your light. I would like you and your fire team to roll initiative.
22 for Oramus.
All right. All right, you're up first.
Oh my. Jeez. My AC is actually 14. That was actually my mistake on the character sheet. I didn't math correctly. Ooh. They're right there. Well then, I'm gonna just pop my super. I'm gonna use landfall.
Okay.
Let's see here. Unleash the full force of the swarm within you. All creatures within 15 feet of me must make a dex saving throw.
The swarm rolls a 8.
That is a fail. So they are going to take 4d8 plus wisdom plus light level explosive arc damage. Start things off with a bang, shall we? That is 32 explosive arc damage.
Alrighty.
And that is actually my action. If I'm not mistaken, I don't believe I have a bonus action to use at this moment, at this level.
I do not believe so.
I don't believe so either. So that will be it for Oramus.
Okie dokie. Lena is going to take a couple shots with her hand cannon. That is a 19 and a 8. It's only one hits. We do 5 damage. And then it is going to be the swarm's turn. They're going to make 4 melee attacks. 2 of them on Kaiser, 1 of them on you, and 1 of them on Elena. As a nat 20 against Kaiser for the first one.
Man.
Oh my god.
Did you do it again?
That's another nat 20.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's see.
Horrible.
That is a 14 to hit against you, by the way.
I bet. Meets it, beats it.
You take 4 arc damage.
That is not bad at all.
Then that is a 19 to hit against Elena.
Damn.
That is a 5 damage against them. 5 arc damage. And then Kaiser would need to make a check to get out of that grapple.
Mm-hmm. I think it takes in place of his action. I think that's what we read.
Yes. Ooh, that's an 8. Does not make it.
Oh no.
Alright, Oramus.
Alright, at the start of my turn, I'm going to make recharges for my melee and my super. Super 17. I gotta get that. At 17, that's a great recovery number on super. Both fails. Okay, so no recharges.
Okay.
Fine. That's fine. I'm gonna have to, because I've only got the scout rifle, gonna have to, unfortunately, back up.
They're gonna make an attack of opportunity against you.
All right. So I guess I'm not gonna move then. I'm gonna. Okay, so storm grenade is a range 60-foot mortar grenade, so I can just toss that right in the face.
Which grenade are you using?
Storm grenade. I can actually toss that like behind them or something because it needs to hit a hard surface. So I can like put it on the wall, like right behind them at the crevice entrance.
They would have to make a dexterity save, yeah.
Yeah. I'll toss the storm grenade like right behind them, right here.
Okay.
See, hard surface, unimpacted surface, grenade bursts apart, crackling light fills the sphere with a 10-foot radius. Gotta make a dex save.
That is an 8.
That is a fail, so there it takes 3d8 explosive arc. Just look at your statement. 7 plus 4, 9 plus 6, 17. There's no bonuses? Alright, 17 explosive arc damage.
Okay.
And that's all Oramus is going to be able to do.
Alright. Elena is going to take 2 shots with their hand cannon again. That is a hit. And that is a hit. Nice. Almost max damage. 20 damage. That is enough to destroy the swarm.
That was pretty good damage. I am once again helping Kaiser up.
They accept the help. As you bring
You
them
just
back
get a
up,
meet up.
they kind of dust the snow off themselves. How many times in one day am I going to get knocked to the ground?
The day is long, my friend. We shall see.
As the last of the thrall is destroyed, the screams of the hive cease, and the pathway is clear.
I think I'll take point this way. Kaiser doesn't get knocked down again.
I think I would like that. As you step into the gaping maw of the cave, your breath visible in the frigid air. The wind howls behind you, echoing through the icy caverns as you press forward with your fire team. The icy walls glisten with frost, reflecting the faint glow of your ghost light. Each step crunches underfoot, the cold seeping through your armor, biting your very bones. The path narrows, forcing you to move in a single file. The darkness grows thicker, more impressive with each step you take. Ahead, you catch a glimpse of the fallen catch. Its massive hull, partially buried in the ice. It's a daunting sight, a colossal wreckage that speaks of both destruction and mystery. The fallen emblem is barely visible beneath the layers of frost and snow. Your ghost hovers close, casting an eerie light that flickers as if uncertain in the presence of the catch. The silence is broken only by the sound of your breathing and the occasional drip of melting ice. As you draw closer, the sense of unease settles over you. It is as if the air itself is charged with malevolent energy, thick with paracausal darkness that you can almost taste. The voice begins again, whispers unintelligible and haunting, echoing through the cavern. They seem to come from all around, growing louder and more insistent as you approach the catch. You exchange uneasy glances with your fire team, each of you feeling the same creeping dread. The voices tug at your minds, sowing seeds of doubt and fear. The entrance of the catch looms ahead, a dark voice against the white ice. You steel yourself and step forward, leading your fire team into the unknown. The interior is dark, the walls covered in strange symbols that pulse in otherworldly light. Corpses of hive and fallen are strewn about, the whispers intensify, and now accompanied by a low thumbing hum that vibrates through the air. As you venture deeper into the catch, you feel the feeling of dread grows stronger. The paracausal darkness is palpable now, pressing down on you from all sides. You feel it in your very soul. Cold, dark presence that seems to reach out with visible tendrils, voices crescendo, a cacophony of unintelligible words that make your head throb and your vision blur. Elena breaks the silence with her soft voice echoing through the catch. What happened here?
I don't even think I want to know. This feeling in the air, that voice, it's almost too much.
What voice?
You don't hear it?
No.
We need to get out of here.
I think we should press forward. We were sent here on a mission for a reason.
You say so. I don't like it though.
We're a fire team. We'll stick together. Whatever's here, we can take on. You and your fire team finally reach the heart of the catch. A dimly lit chamber that pulses with dark energy. And at the center, surrounded by flickering shadows, lies an ancient cache. The air is thick with the weight of paracausal darkness and unintelligible whispers that are almost deafening now. What do you do?
Can I tell specifically where they're coming from?
According to you, they seem to be sourcing from that cache.
Those voices are getting stronger, and they're coming from that.
We got your back.
I approach the cache and open it cautiously.
With a mixture of trepidation and determination and caution, you approach the cache. Surface covered in strange glowing runes as your fire team exchanges nervous glances. You give a nod, and together you pry open the lid. Inside, nestled among layers of dark fabric, lies a splinter of darkness. The object is small, triangular, and the black as the void, emanating a palpable sense of dread. What is that thing? Don't touch it. It's a splinter of darkness.
But it's calling me almost. I still don't understand why you can't hear it, but maybe. No. We gotta put this back.
Make a wisdom save.
With just my luck, I'm good at those. Hey, 23.
That does not succeed.
Oh man.
Your will to put this artifact away is overshadowed by the feeling of needing to get closer to it, needing to touch it. And as you try to close the lid, you instead reach for the splinter itself. The moment you reach out, the splinter springs to life in an instant, and it attaches itself to the back of your hand, embedding into your skin with an excruciating jolt of pain. You scream, a sound filled with agony and horror, as the splinter burrows deeper, merging with your flesh. A surge of stasis energy explodes from you, a burst of icy power that fills the chamber. The shockwave is overwhelming, freezing everything in its path. You feel the cold grip of stasis as it engulfs you, surrounding you in its frigid air. Through the rapid forming ice around your feet, you see your fellow fire team members similarly trapped in ice, consuming their bodies as they are encased in a crystalline prison, their expression frozen in shock and pain. The chamber falls silent, the whispers extinguished by the chilling stillness of stasis. You stand at the center, the splinter of darkness now a part of you, its power coursing through your veins. The once vibrant light in your fire team's eyes fades, their light snuffed out by the deadly embrace of stasis. The ghosts of Elena and Kaiser appear next to their frozen bodies, looking to each other.
There's something you can do, right? You can heal them. Please.
As your hand reaches out in the midst of your panic and plea, a blast of stasis energy shoots out of your hand, the frigid air covering the ghosts in the same ice as your fire team members. As you pull your hand back, the blast of stasis stops, their ghosts falling to the ground and shattering upon impact, releasing their paracausal light. You stand there in horror at the accidental act you have just committed, permanently killing your companions. The adrenaline subsides as your vision fades to black. It has been 8 years since that fateful day. The memory of your friends succumbing to the darkness by your own hand still haunts you. But you vow to keep their memory alive by claiming Kaiser's broadsword and Elena's hand cannon, and with the help of Banshee creating the very first gunblade. You call it reclamation. The voices of your lost fire team and the mysterious entity still haunting you. You spend the next 8 years learning to master your unwanted dark abilities. You have become a lone guardian, becoming well-renowned freelancer among guardians, completing contracts and bounties. Until one fateful day, as you sit in the dark corner of a tavern, a mysterious cloaked figure with only the lower half of their face visible sits at your table. I heard you're good at what you do. However, this job's a little different. The cloaked figure pulls out a metal puck from their pocket, revealing a hologram of a feminine, awoken woman with dark purple hair and orange eyes and black lips. This titan has caused a great deal of trouble for New Reese. I want you to find them and eliminate them. In exchange, I can help you with that splinter of yours.
You do realize who you're asking me to kill, right?
I do.
This won't be easy. I expect a little more compensation this time as well.
50,000 glimmer.
60.
55.
I'll have it 60 and I'll have it done today.
Very well. Thank you. We never met.
Oramus just turns away.
All right. With your target known, you make your way to the mountains of the Cosmodrome, where you find Mayfell. And that is where we're going to end your Catalyst story.
My name is Oramus, Shadebender Warlock, wielder of the Gunblade. If you'd like to see more of our story, follow.
Part 3. Ronin. It was like any normal space exploration mission. A routine visit to a celestial object on the edge of the Sol system. Your crew came across a new cave system that piqued your research team's interest. But upon delving into this cave, you and your crew run into a lunar dragon's lair. To save them from its wrath, you acted quickly, stealing loot from its hoard, attempting to distract the dragon. Everyone else but you managed to escape as the cave collapsed and your arm was crushed, and you, unfortunately, perished. You take your first breath as a guardian, not knowing who you are, or even where you are, and why you only have one arm. Exiting the cave, you find a crash-landed exploration vessel. Upon entering, you come to realize the ship has been abandoned for hundreds of years. And looking through the logs, you discover data on you. Who you are, your name, and how you ended up here. It is not until further exploring this abandoned vessel where you find your ticket off this rock. An escape pod that has not been used. Taking the escape pods, you jettison off the celestial body and head straight to Earth. It wasn't until this journey home when you are told about the light and the dark and what all has happened. Crash landing on Earth, you make your way to the last stronghold of humanity, New Reese. You spend the next couple years protecting the borders of New Reese with your new mechanical arm, waiting for your light to one day manifest. And eventually, that day comes. You are out on patrol one early morning, the morning haze barely starting to burn off. As you take in the early light, you suddenly hear a scream and several gunshots that can be heard not too far from you. What do?
Make my way over.
You follow the sound of the screams and gunshots traversing over rocks, between trees, and eventually reaching a clearing where you see a small caravan of civilians being attacked by a group of fallen. Do you step in and help?
Yeah, I'll step in and help.
All right, go ahead and roll me initiative.
All right. 15.
All right, it is your turn.
All right. Gonna use my combat bow against that closest shank to me.
Yes, you can.
I rolled a 16 to hit. Looks like it hits. For max of 10 damage.
All right. That shank is down. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. It is the Fallen's turn. This wretch is going to attack the group of refugees. That is a 12 to hit. They do 10 arc damage. And then this shank is going to move over here. This vandal over here. This dreg is going to move a little bit closer to you. This dreg is going to stay put, so there are going to be 3 attacks against you. The dreg is going to take a shot with their shock pistol. That is a 18 to hit.
Will hit.
The shank also rolls an 18.
Great.
And the vandal rolls a 9, so that misses.
It will.
You take 6 arc damage from the dreg. And another 6 damage from the shank. So 12 arc damage total.
Oof.
right, your turn.
Yeah. Seeing that the wretch isn't focused on me, I am going to use the focus action pincushion against it.
Okay.
What I do with it is I take 2 shots with my bow. They both have a bonus +2 to hit, so +10. If I miss with one, I miss with all. And I will do that. I will hit with one, crit with other. I will burn my bonus action to turn both of those to crits.
Okay.
He will take 25 points of kinetic.
And they are dead.
What happens when I can do 2 shots and burn a bonus action in that with that to make them both crits?
Is that your turn?
I'll move around like that, and
Okay.
then it'll be my turn.
All right. The Fallen's turn. The Shank is going to move right over here. Streg is going to move right about there. Streg is going to move up and take a slice with their shock dagger. And there's going to be 3 attacks against you. So first off for the
Okay.
shock dagger. Ooh, that's a dirty 20.
Oh,
The refugees take 3 damage. And this dreg is going to take a shot at you. That is a 17 to hit.
will hit.
And then for the Shank, is a 21. And then
Ow.
for, oh Jesus, the Vandal rolls a nat 20.
Oh, great. I crit them, they crit me. That makes sense.
All right, so for the Shank, you take 6 points of arc damage. For the Dreg, you take 4. So 10. And then for the Vandal, you take 12 additional points of arc damage. It is now your turn once again.
Yeah. And upon taking all that damage, ow, I'm going to use my bonus action to use the racial trait, Blessing of the Raven Queen, teleport over here, and also give myself resistance to all damage.
Okay.
And then I am going to use the superpower Black Hole.
Drawing from the shard of light you carry, void energy flows down your arm, gathering into your hand. The void light becomes tangible as you grasp it in your hand. It forms into a bow. You reach your open hand to the string and pull it as a void arrow fills the empty space. You pull it back, letting the void energy build up, and finally release it. As the arrow lands, it creates a vortex of tendrils of void energy lashing out, tethering to the hostile fallen.
Rereading the whole focus action pincushion, I'm going to use it again. Oh, wait. No, correction. I cannot use it. Oh, no, I can. Okay. The option to use the bonus action, I can do that again when I complete a brief rest. Okay. I will pincushion. I will target 1 arrow to the drag, 1 arrow to the shank, because it doesn't state I cannot choose more than 1 target. It just says I take 2 shots.
Okay.
I will hit with both, but neither was a crit, so oh well. The shank will take 9, the drag will take 6.
Nine is enough to kill the shank. And 6 is enough to kill the drag.
And then I will move down here, and I don't really have much I can use the bonus action on. So that'll be the end of my turn.
Okie dokie. So suppressed and weakened.
I never said anything about weaken, just suppress.
Tethered. A tethered creature is suppressed and weakened. Unless they change that in 2.0.
They did, because all I'm reading is suppressed. Charisma save to do suppress.
Okay. All right. Anyways, the Vandal's going to make a attack against you. Try and take a shot. There's a 9 to hit.
He will miss.
Okay. It is your turn.
Yeah. And seeing as I don't know how much health he has, I'm going to pincushion him. Hitting with both shots again.
Okay.
He will take... So that's... 17.
That is enough to defeat him.
All right. I have beaten them all.
As the last of the fallen are defeated, the
I will also drop
caravan...
Sorry, I was just mentioning I'll also drop concentration on the black hole.
Yeah. That's a given.
Fair.
The caravan of civilians all approach you, thanking you for your efforts, and offer you what little glimmer they have for compensation.
Ronan would be declining the glimmer. Gonna need it when you're in the city.
Thank you, Guardian. What do we call you?
Just Ronan.
Thank you. After manifesting your light, you feel a sense of pride and purpose as you have forged your own path. The path of the Night Stalker. You spend the next 6 years as a lone guardian, continuing to protect the walls of New Reese and its surrounding areas, enjoying your independence and using your skills in tracking and to hunt down small groups of Fallen and Hive. Until one day, you receive a message in your postmaster from none other than the Hunter Vanguard Crow. The message says something about their adopted son who has run away from home. They've been trying to track him down, but with no luck. So they turn to you. A Night Stalker who is renowned for their skills in such matters to hopefully track down baby Cade and bring him home. Of course, they understand that this is not exactly your problem, and you are free to decline if you so choose.
I would be accepting because, well, this is probably the first request the Vanguard has made of me.
All right. Accepting the mission, you spend the next few days retracing the steps of their son, tracking him through the woods of the EDZ and Old Russia, all the way to the mountains near the Cosmodrome, where you find him entering an illegal sparrow race hosted by the Drifter. And that is where we're going to end your Catalyst story.
This is Ronan, Hunter, Night Stalker. Follow us for more.
Part 4. Rune. Soon after the Traveler's sacrifice against the Battle of Tiamat 8 years ago, you were resurrected by the light of the Traveler, by a ghost named Draven. But unfortunately, you were resurrected without your sight, with nothing to your name other than a mundane short sword and a necklace with a small key. Within the mountains of Fellwinter's Peak, you did what it took to survive. Hunting, forging, and building small campfires to keep yourself warm during the long, frigid nights. With your ghost guiding you, you managed to make it to the Cosmodrome within Old Russia. You struggled for survival, fending off Fallen, Hive, but unfortunately succumbing to them many times. Until one day, a tiefling hunter named Insomnia takes you in. You spend the next 7 years living with Insomnia and her partner Mayfell within a section of wall within the Cosmodrome. Together, you formed a bond, a familial bond, often being playfully called Little Sister. You became very interested in technology, crafting a neural visor that allows you to give you some vision. And from the scrap within the Cosmodrome, you are in the middle of crafting a mobile armor for your ghost, in the form of a 4-legged mech. For a time, you were safe, protected, and cared for, and everything seemed perfect. Until it wasn't. May was suddenly made an outcast and betrayed by the Vanguard, and you've manifested your darkness. Out in the woods near the Cosmodrome, you trade with Mayfell, casting your arc blade over and over, running your blade on the bark of a tree for hours to the point of near exhaustion. As the arc energy around your body ceases, marking the end of your super, you can't help but fall on one knee, your breath short and your arms like they're about to fall off their joints. Mayfell, standing nearby with their arms crossed, says to you with a stern yet slight concern in their voice, "Are you okay?"
Weird, but I'm good.
Can you keep going?
Always.
Okay. Try to cast your arc blade. Or try to recharge it at least.
Okay. No.
As you try to concentrate on gathering your arc energy, it fizzles out and unfortunately does not manifest. Your legs scream out in pain from soreness as you try to stand. But unfortunately give out under you. Okay, let's take 5.
Fair.
May walks over to you. The rumble in their steps can be felt through the ground as they kneel beside you. You hungry? Insomnia made us some sandwiches, even your favorite.
Starving.
Before you can even give out a response, your ghost Draven appears over your shoulder in Mayfell's face. What kind of a dumb question is that? Of course she's hungry. You made her train for hours. Now get my lady Rune a sandwich.
Draven, calm down. It's fine.
Mayfell walks over to the nearby abandoned log cabin, grabbing a burlap sack with the lunch Insomnia prepared for you. As you sit, enjoying your meal in silence, and the sounds of rustling leaves and birds chirping in the trees, May breaks the silence for a moment. I know I can be a little hard on you, especially as of recently. But I know it's because I care about you. Insomnia and I have been trying to keep you a secret, especially since the Vanguard painted me as a wanted guardian because of my relationship with her. I can't guarantee I'll always be here to protect you. So I want to make sure you can protect yourself.
I know. I'm not upset with you at all. Tired, yes. Upset, no. Confused with your Vanguard as to their motives, but to each their own, I suppose.
I won't understand it either, but hopefully Valkyra can give me some answers.
I'm sure she can. It's been reliable thus far.
So how's that mobile armor you've been making for your ghost? What is it called again?
A mech?
A mech.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm really close to being done.
Really?
It's gonna be real interesting to see if it actually functions once Draven's inside, but anything that can help.
You have a
He
gift,
seems very excited about it. Oh, thank you. Comes naturally, I suppose.
I'm very proud of you.
That means a lot from you.
May looks at you giving a smirk as the conversation falls silent. Until suddenly, that is a 21 to hit against Mayfell.
Oh shit.
A bolt of arc energy strikes May in the shoulder, sending her reeling in pain for a moment. Then in one smooth motion, their helm of exile is transmitted on. They quickly move over to cover you with their whole body as another bolt of arc energy strikes them in the back, hitting them instead of you. They look down for a moment. Are you okay? Can you move?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Now get your ass up and inside that cabin.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Oh.
You watch as May quickly stands, creating a barricade in front of them. Another bolt of arc energy shoots out from the brush, hitting the barricade. You see a shadow of a skiff above you, blocked by the canopy of the forest. Then suddenly dropping through the leaves and branches are several fallen enemies. I need you to roll initiative.
Oh, buddy. 16.
Alrighty. I don't know if you're able to see the map or not.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool. All right. Your move.
Oh, shit. Did not expect you going first. So I will just attack the Marauder that is to my left.
Okay. You are currently behind cover. So you would have to step out to your left about 3 squares.
There?
Yeah.
Okay. Go one more so I can actually see it, so the corner doesn't... Alright, that is a natural 18, so that is... 23 to hit.
That hits.
And I get what they do. So I didn't put weapons on my character sheet.
Hand cannons do 1d10.
Okay, cool. 7 points of damage.
All right.
Yeah.
You step out from the cabin, taking a shot with your hand cannon. You see May surrounded by several fallen. You try to give them cover by taking a shot at the Marauder to hopefully distract them somewhat. But it is May's turn. Let's see. May is going to pull out their submachine gun and try to take a shot at the shank that's over here. That's a 24 to hit. Good job, May. All right. This is 8 points of kinetic damage. Or solar damage, rather. And then they're going to take another shot at the Marauder over here. Ooh, that is a miss.
Oh no.
Overwhelmed by the enemies surrounding them, they try to take a shot at the Marauder, but shoot wide. Let's see. It is the Fallen's turn. This Marauder is going to move up to you.
Oh.
And they're going to make an attack with their shock small swords. That is a 17 to hit.
Yeah. Squishy baby, squishy baby.
You take 8 points of arc damage.
Okay.
And then these two shanks are going to take a shot at Mayfell. It is a 17 and a 22. May takes May is going to take 15 points of arc damage.
Oof.
This Marauder is going to move up to May, make an attack roll with their small swords. That is a 17 to hit. There's another 8 points of damage.
Mm.
And then the Streg. Streg is just gonna stay where he's at, try to take a shot at the barricade, weaken it a little bit. And then this captain is also gonna take a shot at the barricade. Actually, no, you know what? He is going to walk right up to May. and make 2 weapon attacks with their shock small swords. That's a nat 20 for the first. And an 18 for the second. That is 16 points of damage to May. Their shields are gone. Ooh, that's just the nat 20 attack. I take another 5 points of arc damage. And back to the top of the round, go ahead.
Pop this Marauder one more time.
All right.
Hopefully. Yeah, it's another natural 18 on the dice, so that hits.
Okay.
Ooh, better. Almost max damage. That's 12 points.
The Marauder is dead.
Good, good. Take a quick step this way. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
May's turn. Currently flanked by 2 enemies. May is going to summon a throwing hammer into their hand and then bop the Marauder. That is 16 to hit. That is 8 points of solar damage. And that is going to be another... Ooh, that's a miss. Alright. The Fallen's turn. The Marauder is going to... Even with advantage, they're going to miss with their shock small sword. And that is a 16 on the die for the captain. For 1 attack. That is another 16. This is 5 points of arc damage, and then another 3. This drag and this shank are going to take a shot at you.
Uh-oh.
Drag rolls a dirty 20, and the shank rolls a 4.
Good.
You take another 8 points of arc damage.
I have shield still, but barely.
And then lastly, this shank is going to take a shot at you.
No.
Ooh, that is a 13. Oh yeah, and I forgot this vandal over here.
No. You can't just forget him. It's okay.
The vandal's going to take a shot at the barricade. That's a nat 20. And barricade is down.
Oh no.
Back to the top of the round, Rune.
Things are getting really, really hairy now. I'd like to cast my super.
Okay.
Nope, I have to relook up Arcblade.
So, as you cast your super, You stand at the edge of this battlefield, your breath steady and your grip firm on your weapon. As the air crackles with the familiar energy of arc light, a power you've wielded and with skill and precision. Today, however, right now, something feels different. The energy within you stirs restlessly, as if sensing an impending change. As the enemy closes in, you make the decision summoning your arc blade, and you let the familiar surge of arc energy course through your body. But instead of the usual burst of blue-white lightning, an unsettling warmth spreads through your veins. The arc energy begins to shift, its color deepening to an unnatural orange. Confusion grips you as the arc blade in your hand morphs, its electrical currents transforming into spiral helixes of orange light. The air around you hums with dissonant energy, the patterns of helixes twisting and curling in impossible shapes, as if reality itself is warping under the influence of this new power. Your body reacts instinctively, channeling this strange energy, as if your mind struggles to comprehend it. The blade changes its form, more fluid and menacing, the orange glow casting an eerie shadow around you. The power feels alive, sentient, and it pulses with a rhythm that matches your heartbeat. What do you do with it?
I'm targeting the shank first.
Okay.
Oop. That just barely hits with a 12. Alright. That is 11 points of new damage.
Okay.
But if it's equal to my power level or less, I suppose the drag is next.
Okay.
That's a natural 14 on the dice. Oh, that is a cocked dice. Ooh, that's way less. That is 10 points of damage.
That drag is dead.
Vandal at the bottom.
Alrighty.
A natural 20. So doubling the dice, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I just realized I forgot to put his name on his token. Whatever.
That is 23 points of damage.
That Vandal's dead.
Ooh. I wasn't supposed to do that. I'm going to move this way.
Okay.
Try and pull some attention away from May if possible.
Alrighty.
But shaking.
With your hands shaking, curious as to what you have just done, May turns to you for a brief moment. You can't see their face, but you can tell that they are surprised.
We'll talk about it later.
Mayfell is going to cast Hammer of Soul. And then they are going to throw it at their feet. Actually, no, they can't do that. Never mind. They are going to throw it at the captain. Captain takes 21 points of solar damage. The Marauder must also make a dexterity save. And they are dead because they rolled a nat 1.
Good.
All right. It is the Fallen's turn. The captain is going to still keep their focus on May. Hitting them again with their shocked small swords. There's a nat 1 for the first. And 18 to hit for the second. And then this shank is going to move over here, take a shot at you. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Oh, buddy, that's gonna hurt.
I think you'll be fine. Ooh. 10 points of arc damage.
Okay. Way to put me at half my health immediately.
Oh, you're fine. It's just a flesh wound.
It's
Alright.
just a pleasure.
Back to the top of the initiative. Your turn.
Cool. So that changed. Curiosity, for curiosity's sake and nervous sake. I'm gonna use my melee. I'm used to it being a regular throwing knife.
Okay.
Is that fucked?
As you try to channel your arc energy, instead of the usual blue and white lightning knife in your hand, it instead becomes a shorter, sharper dagger covered in this strange orange light.
Lovely. Yeah. I should. Nope, I have to move. One more. Throw the knife at the shank.
Okay.
That's a natural 13 on the dice, so that hits.
Okay.
Oh, okay. 6 points of damage.
Pretty sure whatever you were going to roll is going to kill the shank.
Probably. So just that dude?
It is just the captain.
Cool. That was my action, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't you have that second charge as a bonus action?
Right. That's right. I do. No, that misses.
Oh, no.
That's a natural 4 on the dice. I am panicking.
Oh, no. All right. May is going to hit the captain again with Hammer of Soul. That is on 11 on the die for a... What's your bonus? All right. That shields are gone. All right. And it is now the captain's turn. Ooh. 2 on the die. That's a miss for the first shock small sword attack, and that's a 4, so they miss altogether.
Good.
All right. Rune.
Super back melee. Not. We're gonna trust the instincts again. We're gonna trust whatever this new ability is, and we're gonna throw that super again. Just to get it out of the way. The natural 17 on the dice.
All right.
You say? Well, that's only 9 points of damage.
Damage is still damage.
Yeah. Also didn't specify if this, I didn't think this could target another creature. We're good.
All right. May's turn. Captain needs to make a deck save. And they fail. With one last throw of their hammer at the captain is immediately incinerated and turns to ash. With the last of the fallen defeated, May looks to you, their solar light receding around them, and the hammer in their hands now gone. Their breath heavy and their body language showing concern as your resonance recedes. They walk up to you. What the hell was that?
I don't know. It started normally and then it didn't.
May looks around. Make sure no one else is around. We need to go home. I need to make a call.
Okay.
About an hour later, you return home. May asks you to stay indoors. You look out the window of your home and see May and Insomnia speaking to each other. Their conversation inaudible from this distance. You hear the roar of jet engines as a jump ship flies down, dropping off a single guardian. A hunter wearing deep crimson and black armor. The hunter slowly walks up to May, and after a moment, they look up to the window. May and Insomnia following her gaze. The hunter crosses their arms, look back at May and Insomnia. And after a few moments of exchanging words, they leave. May and Insomnia turn around and walk back home. How do you respond?
Ooh. Ooh. They're not inside yet, are they?
Not yet.
I'm gonna summon Draven. Any ideas of what happened?
No idea. But it can't be anything good.
If they're speaking outside of the house, it's definitely not good.
A few moments later, the door opens to the inside of the home. May walks right up to you, kneels down, hands grasped on your shoulders. I need you to promise me something.
Anything.
Do not use those powers in public, whatever you do. Unless it is life-threatening.
What's wrong with me?
That's what we're trying to figure out. It'll be okay, she says, bringing you closer and hugging you.
I'll return the hug.
Everything will be okay.
I hope so. Well, now more than ever, I need to get this mech finished.
Whatever you have to do to keep your mind off of this.
I'm just gonna turn and walk into my workshop.
Okay. You spend the next few hours tinkering in your workshop until later that night. As you lay down to rest within the confines of your workshop, what do you think about?
What I need to do to keep my family safe. And if I've just put a bigger target on May's head, not knowing it.
As the burdens of this new power weigh heavily on you, Draven appears at your bedside near your head and says with a soft tone, "It's been a long day. You should get some rest."
If my mind will let me. And I will attempt to sleep.
Okay. You slowly drift into unconsciousness, allowing the events of the day to fade away. But in the transition between sleep and unconsciousness, you hear a faint sound. The sound of Draven's voice trying to speak softly. "Okay, Penkus. I need you to tell Lord Tyr Lady Rune has manifested the Dark Queen's power. Got that?" You hear a second voice reply, one much higher pitched, but still trying to keep it low to a whisper.
"Yes, tell Lord Tyr. Lady Moon has a man's chest in the Dark Queen's shower. Penkus will remember."
No. What do you do? Do you listen in or try to see what's happening?
I'm gonna listen in for at least another moment before I do anything.
Okay. Penkus, listen very closely. Lady Rune has manifested the Dark Queen's power.
Lady Prune has digested the Fart Queen's flower.
Close enough. Just go. You see a brief flash of red light as a soft whooshing sound. A few seconds later, Draven says, "Why does Lord Tyr keep him? Do you do anything?
I'm just gonna mumble, probably for the same reason I keep you.
Oh, you're sleep talking again.
Call it what you will.
The next morning, Draven tells you he was up watching an anime. And what you heard was two characters talking to each other.
Mm-hmm. Whatever you say, Draven.
With nothing else to do to your day, what would you like to do?
So while working on the mech, I'm going to listen into my ham radio and just try and pick up anything, any information on anything that's going on. Through Vanguard or otherwise.
Okay. You try to listen into Vanguard communications, try to see if you can pick up anything. Any information that might be useful to May and Insomnia. But instead, you hear the voice of someone else, advertising something called a sparrow race. Broadcast the day in which the race is held and where. The prize money, 100,000 glimmer. Quite a good hunk of glimmer for your Hellhound mech.
Mm-hmm.
Do you enter?
100% I do.
With your goal set and permission from May and Insomnia, you set out to craft your own sparrow. One that will stand out from the rest. And as the day draws near, you have finished crafting the very first skimmer. And that is where we're going to end your Catalyst story.
My name is Rune. I am a Veilweaver hunter. And if you want to follow our stories, follow us over at YouTube, Twitch, and Spotify at Fireteam Icarus.